Hi everyone, welcome to Where's My Blanket podcast, episode 10.
I'm one of your co-hosts. That was a really great opening, by the way.
Every
time you open, it's so slow. But every time I open, it's like, hey, you got right?
No, you know why I slowed down? Because I wasn't sure what the number was. So I looked over.
Anyways, I'm one of your co-hosts, Gunter Kwok.
And I'm David.
And if you're on video, you might notice that we are wearing the same clothes as in the last episode. That's because this podcast has not been making any money yet, so we are still poor. And also,
the only BB-8 shirt I have.
We're just really dirty, like in general, as people. Like you can ask David. I have gone days without showering if I don't need to. Like if I'm just gonna stay at home, no, I don't have to impress anybody. Why do I need to shower, right? And then I just like kind of sleep in my own filth on my bed, and I'm just kind of like a pig. I just like, sleep. I sleep in my own filth.
Might as well bring some haystack next time.
Yeah, and like the thing is, I don't even wash my sheets. So by the time David sleeps over, or like when he does, that shit's already contaminated, and then he's just gonna take his filth, and then when he goes out, he's just gonna take his filth. So just by staying at home, and he comes in and out of my house, my stench and my filth is brought towards the outside for people to experience. It's a wonderful thing.
Wow, sharing is caring.
Sharing is very caring. But yeah, welcome to episode 10.
You're not gonna tell them that's not true, or?
It's okay, guys. I don't need to tell you when I'm being sarcastic.
I don't know. Some people are pretty bad with sarcasm.
Honestly, this podcast is supposed to be like funny or have a good time. So no matter what I say, whether it's true or not or whatever, if you think it's funny, just laugh. If you think it's a good time, just share it.
If you're cringing, that's fine too.
Whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? Just have your natural reaction. We just hope that it's laughing and that you're having fun.
Yes.
But as always, www.where'smyblanketpodcast.com for all our past and current episodes, as well as any future updates. Last episode, we had a friend engage with us, and we talked about some of his suggestion. Was about procrastinating, which was cool. So if you guys have any more topics that you want us to talk about, or any one of our insights, funny videos, pictures, whatever, Where's My Blanket on Instagram is the best way to send it to us, because we will engage with you guys there.
Hit us up. Comments are good too under
YouTube. Yeah, those were too.
If you're watching the videos,
we watch everything. Don't worry, we're like little creepers of our own videos. Did they comment? Did they subscribe?
That's such like.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, as I keep posting these videos, I actually don't even look at views, because right now I'm only focused on our quality of content. I don't actually.
It's better that way. Just kind of keep working hard, and I don't know. I
actually don't look at views or like who's. I mean, if you guys have anything to say, I'm sure you'll say it. But anyways, So this episode is inspired by the fact that recently I have been seeing a lot of posts about boycotting. Boycott Uber Eats because they charge 30% and it's a super high premium and restaurants can't survive.
Was that you?
I don't know. Boycott. Okay, I have opinions on Uber Eats for other things, but not that, and I can explain later if you want. But there's also boycott Loblaws because they recently slashed the $2 pandemic pay for their frontline workers, even though we're still in a pandemic, which some people disagree with, obviously, and I do too. Kind of. And then boycott China, obviously, for continuing to have wet markets, and second wave pandemic, things like that.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that people are calling to action on, right? Call to action, boycott this, boycott that. And before we go any further, what are your thoughts, Mr. Lin, on boycotting?
Boycotting. Well, first of all, I thought that word is spelled with a U.
What do you mean, like B-O-U?
No, B-O-Y-C-U-T-T. I thought it's boycotting. So that's
okay.
Lesson 1. That's cool. But also,
I mean, I might have spelled it wrong.
I don't think so. I don't see.
No, I was gonna make a joke about like a boy and little kids and like filing, but
no thanks.
It didn't go there. I couldn't make the connection.
Good.
On the spot. So.
Okay, so my thoughts on boycotting. I don't know. I think it's like it's an attitude thing, I feel like, right? I think they want to make it known that this is their opinion, and they want people to kind of agree with them and do something about it. Yeah, but I don't know how boycotting actually, does anything, right? Like, does it achieve anything other than exposure? I feel like that's the one thing that probably can get done is exposing things that you don't like about, right?
Yeah.
Or like companies that's doing things that's shitty. Then sure, like this is a way to kind of make it trend, right? Like on Twitter, people trend these things to make it known.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the actual
The call to action, you mean?
yeah, the actual action of boycotting, I don't know who that's benefiting, right? And I don't know if we have to get to that step, basically.
Is that is your mentality more of like a defeatist thing where like, what can one person do? Like, what's the point? Like, what impact can I do? Do you know what I mean? Or like, where's your thinking? Sorry, I'm just trying to...
so like if, so sure, like this company is not doing this and that, or they did something bad, and I don't go to this place to shop, right? Like how big of a change is that going to be, right? Yeah, but then people that support it would think, okay, well, if everyone think that, then the company will still go, its way, and nothing will be changed. So I don't know. I think in some way it does make a difference. Not that I've supported boycotting before, but I've signed those, petitions, that wants things to be done and changed. But sometimes I always wonder, like, does anything actually get done, right? Yeah, or it's just something that's on the internet. And I feel like most of the time that's the case. Yeah, so I don't know, this also reminds me of cancel culture. They call it cancel culture these days on the internet, on some celebrities or politicians.
I've actually never heard of the term, so like, what is? I actually don't.
Oh, really?
I'm not just saying it so you can
So
explain it.
well, basically they just say blah 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 is canceled, and that means basically this person is like invalid right now, and no one should listen to him or her. And
they say so it's just like a slang then, like this is
kind of yeah.
If I said, like, for example, I know like David is canceled, like just as an example, that means like don't listen to David, or like
don't listen to him, don't interact with him, he sucks, he said these things, he ate dogs, or I don't know, like,
well, you are Asian, so
okay, I've never eaten dogs, just to be clear.
See, this is where you know that I am, not that I'm older, but so like, have you ever been, because when you bring up the word cancel culture, and like I just feel so old, because like
but you're not older.
I know you're older, but
no, it's just because I go on the internet more, and I go on I go on all these different platforms, right? And I guess cancel culture is more on Twitter and maybe Facebook, I don't know. Yeah, but I see it all the time, like they say blah blah is canceled. Like, did you know recently Leah Michelle is under fire for a lot of things?
You know
who that is, right?
Yeah, the girl from Glee.
Yeah. So I mean, she's obviously very talented and great singer, but just these past few weeks, people are like a lot of castmates. Castmates are like shitting on her. And like she was very difficult to work with. Just say she was difficult to work with, and like didn't really care about people, and was self-centered or whatever, all these allegations, right? Yeah, and I see a few friends, I don't know, a few people that defended her, but a lot of people were ganging up on her, and I feel like, I don't know, it's just, and like, cancel Leah Michelle, things like that. Right, so I just feel like, what's the point? Like,
I mean, some celebrities are like that. I'm not saying she is, I'm not saying that, but I do know of one celebrity, the first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
Oh, really?
Apparently, from what I've read, and like, there's like like he's
Yeah.
difficult to work with. Have you ever seen the movie Molly's Game? It's a poker. So Molly's Game is just a movie about like a girl who runs like a poker underground game in LA, and all these famous celebrities come, right?
Okay.
And like in her book, and I think in the movie as well, she strongly hints. I mean, obviously she doesn't say it, but she strongly hints that Tobey Maguire is very difficult in these, like not difficult in terms of like that he's a good player, but his behavior is just not
I see.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see that, right? Like
For whatever reason, I don't know why.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, everyone has different personalities, and some people are put off by certain personalities. I don't know. I mean, I try to get along with everybody, you know that, and I mean, I can't do that either. You know, some people I just can't really deal with. I don't, but like I don't cancel them. You know, I just, if he or she still tries to be friends with me, okay, sure, right? I have nothing to lose, right? But I wouldn't actively tell people that this guy or girl is
I would feel
terrible,
like an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically bullying.
Yeah, if we had, for example, if we had a Karen in our group, there's all these memes about like Karen.
Oh, at least you know about that.
Yeah, I'm not that old. No, but you know what I mean? Like if we had a quote unquote Karen in our group, and like people didn't like her, like fuck Karen or whatever, I wouldn't like, as much as people don't like I wouldn't be like, hey, let's not hang out with Karen.
Boycott
Karen. Yeah, like let's invite everybody except Karen. Like I'm not like ready. I mean, like if she comes, then I'll like say hi and I'll.
Yeah,
I won't,
like how's that different from?
Exactly. Yeah,
from
you're
bullying.
even more of an asshole for saying nobody talk to her, don't engage with her, right? Like I feel like that's too asshole.
I think unless like this person committed crimes, and like should be investigated or put in jail. Yeah. Otherwise, just let people be, right?
Yeah.
And like if you're not a fan of this person, just whatever. Yeah. There's no need to gang up on one person on the internet and start a cancel culture. I think that's ridiculous.
I agree.
So I feel like that's somewhat similar to boycotting issue, but that's what I thought about. What's your thought on it then?
So I think boycotting can theoretically work, but like communism, I don't think it's very practical. Because for boycotting to work, the ideology of it, the whole world needs to be united, right? For example, just starting COVID, when the whole world basically was in lockdown, everybody stopped driving, right? Much less pollution. And you just saw so many posts about like, oh, we can see the mountains that we could never see before due to pollution, right? And like, increased visibility, things like that.
Clear
right?
rivers.
And so, if you do have that defeatist mentality of like, oh, I'm just one person, what can I do? Well, there's your example. If we all are united together, yes, technically it's achievable, but in this specific example, it was forced on us because we were in lockdown, right? Now, if you're asking everybody to on the other hand, if for all these different posts like boycott China, love laws, Uber Eats, these are all voluntary, right? Like where you're asking us, like people are posting this on social media, and you're asking your friends, social circle, whatever, to voluntarily do these things, like whatever. Now, first of all, I wanted to bring up, as you mentioned, how much it changes someone's day to day. For example, if you boycott China, well, can you provide me with an alternative country that manufactures the same prices as China? Because if I'm a person that lives paycheck to paycheck, how am I supposed to pay more just to support your cause, right? I'm not going to call out, but there is a company in Canada, I'm not going to say the name because this is a kind of talking shit, but they're making these laundry detergents that are paper, right? Okay. So it's be very good for the earth. I support the cause fully. However, when I looked at the price,
more expensive.
It was $30. Bro, a bucket of Tide Pod is $12. You want me to pay more than double the price for a product just to save the earth? Fine, I might do it. But do you know how many people, like I said in earlier episodes, they can't be bothered to walk 2 steps to throw something out of the recycling bin, right? I know people that don't even wash plastic and they just throw things out in the garbage.
Right.
Do you think these people are going to spend more money, right, to
So when it's like voluntary and when it's more like an option, then it's
people won't do it because you're
right?
not providing them this is just one point. You're not providing them with a good alternative, right? So like, what am I supposed to do with my day to day, right? So that's one thing, and the second thing is, personally, I believe that the world is like obviously fundamentally corrupt in a sense, right? There's going to be people that are corrupt in all aspects of the world, right? All these companies that you're asking us to boycott, people in government, right? Police, people that are making the rules of the world, very high up. Some of them are corrupt, right? And if you ask us to boycott everything, like if we followed all these rules, not rules, all these things to boycott, what are we left with? Walking out to our backyard and eating insects, because eating meat is bad. Be a vegan. Driving is bad, right? Pollution. And yeah, I understand these things, right? I understand that people who say like to post these things on social media, they have the right intentions. They want to save the earth.
Yeah.
They want to protect workers to get a fair wage. I understand you have good intentions, but if you, similarly to like other arguments, if you just post things without talking to people and getting change, all you're doing, sure, as you said, David, you bring awareness to people, but you're also just circle jerking yourself, right? Because who are you going to get comments from? Just people from your friend group. Yeah, I support you, or they don't say anything, right? The people who support you, they already support you, so you're just circle jerking. Like, I don't want to use that term again, but that's what it is, right?
Yeah. So it's not really. Yeah, it's not really doing
it's not realistic because there's just so
right?
many things for people to boycott because there's so much corruption that I don't think it's realistically possible to do so, right? And it goes on to another question, which this is where some people might disagree on. So I don't know, you might disagree on me too. But, is boycotting even necessary, right? Because, for example, Uber Eats and Loblaws, while they're charging more higher premiums or they cut workers' wage, I mean, they're just making money, man. They're a company,
They're
okay?
business.
If you're asking me, if you walk, right, or even China, for example, yes, the wet markets are contaminated and whatever, but that's the way of life, right? Do you really think that these people in wet markets, that they're rich millionaires? No, they're selling animals because that's their way of life and they need to make a living, okay? That's the only way they know how, right? So are you really going to shut on them? And yes, you can say culture difference, societal difference, country difference, whatever. And yes, it's unsanitary, things like that. But I'm just going to ask you this, you and everybody else that's listening. If you're walking down the street and you see a $20 bill and you pick it up, and as you pick it up, you see a homeless person there. Now, he doesn't see that you picked it up, right?
Okay.
But would you give it to that person? Are you so high up on your high horse that you would voluntarily give up free $20? Because let me tell you, while some of you might think you would, I'm sure a majority of you would keep it, right? Like, humans are fundamentally, they think about themselves first, as you should, right? As survival instincts should. So you can't fault Uber Eats for charging a premium and trying to make money, right? You can, right? Sure, you can boycott them as much as you want, but at the end of the day, they're still a business. So on a morality issue, I mean, I don't see a problem, right? If I really have a problem with them paying, like, I mean, sometimes I don't use Uber Eats because they do charge higher.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, okay, I can spend $20, or
I think sometimes these things like stem from jealousy almost. Well, not jealousy, but like I guess they feel like they're making more money than they should be, or they're already a taxi service and they're making money off that, and they're also making money from people that eat and like restaurants. Yeah, so I don't know, like, yeah, people are just making money and trying to keep their business alive.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, on the Uber Eats example specifically, you can say that they're killing restaurants, but why don't you boycott like landlords? Because I mean, rent is so fucking crazy and expensive, right? Why don't you boycott landlords and operate your restaurant out of your own home and have a delivery service, which some of people are, right? So many of us, which I'm gonna ask you off air, obviously, but we have some friends who started their own business, like they make their own dumplings and then they're delivering it.
Yeah,
I can't wait to try personally.
I'm getting an order this week.
Yeah, I personally can't wait to try. There's just so
I feel like sometimes like you have to have a little bit more, I don't know, understanding, right, and almost like sympathy with each other, right? Then a lot of things become less of an issue. Again, if it's like they're actually committing crimes and killing animals for no reason, okay,
right.
yeah.
So this is the
That
other
should
thing
be
that I wanted to bring up as well,
prosecuted.
right? Yeah. So there's a difference between corruption and physically like this is wrong. For example, Black Lives Matter, huge movement as we all know.
Yeah.
Globally unified. So many companies are stepping up and saying we support it because this is fundamentally everybody should be behind it. Like there's no question that black people have been like being killed unjustly by police brutality, right? There's no morality questions here, right? Like
Yeah.
like you killing someone when you shouldn't, like that's just clearly wrong, no questions asked.
Yeah.
That's why the whole world can
Come together.
because we're all united.
Yeah.
But if
so
you're
it's
asking-
not really
there's
boycotting.
No,
in this
yeah,
case,
there's it's not boycotting, and there's no gray area, right? Like you killed someone, you should go to jail. You're just hiding behind your badge like a fucking pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a different story.
There are-
But like
yeah.
I feel like even for that matter, posting it is not gonna do all that much, right? Like I think you have to go through like conversations, and some people make speeches about it. Yeah,
So-
I think that's more important.
I do agree with that, but I also feel like there's two types of posts that I'm seeing with Black Lives Matter. Some of them I agree with you, like, oh, here's how I'm supporting, great, and we support it too, and those are the ones that I think might be a tad excessive. But I mean, I'm not going to shit on someone that's supporting a globally united cause, right? So you guys can keep doing what you're doing. But the ones that I do find very helpful are the ones that are like, here are your local like politician representatives, right? Your local MPs, things like that. And if you here now's the time, since we're in November, US is voting, and in Canada, like I see so many posts like, if you're in Ontario, contact these people in your premier or like in your province to defund police or things like that, right? And so these are the resources that I think are helpful, right? If you post, right, once again, don't want to shit on people. I'm not shitting on people, sorry, but once again, if you post like, oh,
No, I mean, like they have the right intention, right?
yeah, like I donated here, you should donate here as well, right? If I'm going to donate to like a local barber shop or something, sure, I mean, yes, that helps them, but it doesn't, like, it helps the cause, I understand, but it doesn't invoke as much change as I personally would like, right? Like I would write a letter to my MP and be like, hey, defund police or whatever, right? I would do that more likely than I would support a local barbershop or whatever. Not to say I wouldn't, but like, I mean, I understand the intention once again, but like, I'm trying to invoke the most changes possible with my efforts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that comes once again in my last episode or episode 8, whatever, the one where we talked about Black Lives
8,
Matter.
I think.
Yeah. You want to make the most change possible, and it comes with government.
Yeah.
Because once again, government is what's messed up right now. Our societal whole structure is, So just a little tad bit there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's a good way to approach.
Please don't get
it.
mad at me if you're someone that like is posting about Black Lives Matter. I'm not offended by it, and I like to see them. So please continue to post them. Yeah, don't be.
I think it's
I just
about.
don't want to discourage people because it's a great cause, right? It's a
Yeah.
really,
No, I don't think you did. I just think.
Sound like an ad. Yeah.
No, I think it's good for people to think about what they do, and what. What's the result, right? Like how much are they actually making?
And could
change?
you, with the impact and effort that you're putting in, could you be having a more of an impact?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And
More
I think that's
effective.
just as a food for thought thing, I guess. But I guess those are our thoughts on boycotting. Did you have any more that you wanted to say?
No, I think that was well covered.
Yeah, I know this was a bit of a ranty one, but.
No, I think it's like a good discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can let us know what you think about boycotting and I guess cancel culture. Yeah, what's your take on it?
Follow and engage with us at Where's My Blanket on Instagram and www.where'smyblanketpodcast.com for all our past episodes and just links to our socials and where
Give
you can
us
watch and
some
listen.
Suggestions.
Yes.
And do we have email?
We do, but I just think the people that watch this...
you could email us.
Yeah, Where's My Blanket podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
It's also on our website.
It's all the same.
Yeah. But I just feel like the people that listen to
Usually
this,
probably won't email us.
yeah, I mean, unless somehow you share this with your boomer generations, and like my aunt listens to this, and she's like, I'm gonna send Gunter a very strongly worded email
In Chinese.
yeah, and then I just ask you to translate. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this episode 10 on boycotting. See you guys next time. Bye.
See you. Bye bye.